Hello out there in learning land. I'm back, and today I was going to do a few little addition and subtraction problems, but I was going to write them down a different way than the way we've been doing it. So I'm going to write some equations or math sentences that are vertical. So that's our big word today, vertical. And vertical just means up and down. Like this is a vertical line that goes from up to down or top to bottom. And we've been doing math sentences that look like a reading sentence, right? So we've been doing a problem like this: 2 plus 2 equals, and then when you know the answer, you just write it over here, 4. Or we know that we could also say 4 equals 2 plus 2, right? Those are two different ways we can write that same math sentence. Well, there's another way, and you might have been seeing some on some of the practice things you were doing online or on workbooks, and that is when we write a math sentence vertically. So watch this. I can write that same problem, 2, and then plus 2, and then that line right there acts like my equal sign. So I'm going to start at the top, always going to start at the top with these vertical problems, and I'm going to say this number, look at the sign, that's a plus sign, this number, and then I'm always going to write my answer right down here underneath that line. That line is acting just like my equals mark. So 2 plus 2, and of course you guys know the answer is 4. So I'm going to write it right down here. And I like, even when we're doing easy little addition sentences like this, I like getting in the habit of writing the answer lined right up underneath, because all these are ones, right? 2 plus 2, and it equals 4. It's like 2 ones plus 2 ones equals 4 ones, and these are all lined up. And let me show you why that matters. I'm going to do another fact that I know you guys all know. 5 plus 5. So what's 5 plus 5? Of course, it's 10. So when I go to write my answer 10, I'm going to be a little bit careful the way I write my answer underneath this line. I'm actually going to pay attention to where I line up my tens place and my ones place, so that I'm getting ready to do some bigger math problems later on in school. It's going to really matter that we have our ones and our tens lined up. So right now, while we're doing just some easy little facts, go ahead and line those up. Line up the ones place and the tens place in your answer. So let's do a few more like this, just to get practicing, seeing what they look like. So I'm going to write out a couple. Of problems. And now let's go through. You can do these the same way as you've been doing your horizontal math sentences. If you look at the problem and you don't know the answer right away, you can use dots. But this one, I know that you guys know what's one more than something. So 3 plus 1 is what? Yes, 4. Good. 6 plus 1 is what? Sure, 7. And 9 plus 1 is what? Yeah, 10. So I'm going to put that 0 and then the 1 like that. So I've got it lined up nicely. Now I'm going to come down here. I'm going to do one that's maybe a little bit harder for you to know the answer to. Ooh, that's a big one. Oof, 5 plus 7, goodness. Okay, remember we can use our dots if we need them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dots. I'm going to say my first number and then count on. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So remember my little rule. I'm going to write 12 with my tens and my ones still lined up. 12. Very nice. Now, how about 3 plus 4. Ooh, well I know my doubles, 3 plus 3. 3 plus 3 is 6. So that means 3 plus 4 must be one more than 6. Yeah, 7. Good. So don't let these vertical math problems bother you because it's exactly the same as those horizontal math sentences. We're just writing it in a different way. So we're lining everything up and we're using that big line going across to mean our equals, and then we'll write our answer down underneath. Excellent. Okay, that's all for some addition, and now we'll practice some subtraction. Okay, we're going to look at the things the same way. Let's do 5 minus 3 and 4 minus 1 and 6 minus 2 for our first practice. So now I'm going to look at my little symbol. I see my sign says subtraction, so I know I'm going subtracting, and I know I'm always going to start at the top with my vertical equation. So 5 minus 3. So I'm just going to draw myself a little picture here. There's my 5, and I need to get rid of 3 of them. So I'm going to go. So how many are left? 2. Great. Okay. 4 minus 1. That's just counting backwards. Nothing to that, right? What's 1 less than 4? Oh, yeah. 3, sure. Okay, and now I've got 6 minus 2. If I look at that and I'm not sure, I can use my counters or my dots. Here, I'm going to pull some counters out. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There, I've got 6 of them. I'm going to take away 2 of them and see how many I've got left. Yep, you got it. 4. I'll write it right there. Great job. Now, let's see if I can do one that is a part of 10. 10 minus 5. Okay, I know because I've been practicing with my number bonds and my doubles. I actually know the answer to this one, but let's see if you know it. 10 minus 5. So what's the other part that goes with 5 to make 10? Yeah, if I've got 10 things and I take away 5 of them. Oh my gosh, think of your 2 hands. 10 fingers and take away 5 of them. How many do you have left? Yep, 5. And watch where I'm going to write my 5. Right over here, lined up really nicely with the ones. It's just a good habit to get into and line those up now, because later on you're going to be doing these big math problems, and it's going to be super important for you to keep everything lined up so your answers will look right and be right. All right, good job. Okay, that's some work with some vertical equations. Good work, young people. All right, see you soon.